The Ethereum ETF could be the worst thing that has ever happened to crypto. That is right. Maybe we were wrong. We're going to discuss that. And not only that, we have two, not just one, not just zero, two special guests today, including, I don't know who we should lead with. One, we all know Crypto Blood, of course. But we also have the man who was the only person brave enough to step in the ring against the 7-foot freak of nature that is called Crypto Crow. Crow's plural is murder. So I just want to say, very, very, a lot of kudos to you. This is Moon Daddy, Crypto Blood. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, excellent, man. Busted.
All right, Crypto Blood. So both of you from Chicago, is that the situation here? Or no, you're Detroit. That's right. I keep thinking that it's that northern city. Blood, how are you doing today?
I'm good, bro. I'm glad to be here in the ATL. Shouty.
Back in the ATL. Now you see Josh on there. We are going to talk about Ethereum. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. It looks like the markets may be doing a little bit of reversal. We are in a trade right now. And of course, lots and lots of ETF news. But first, I want to throw up their socials. Make sure you're following Crypto Blood _. Make sure you're following Moon Daddy. You can see him at Ramil TV. So folks, let's go ahead and give them a little bit of love right there. And once again, I want to say big shout out to Arculus. Our streams powered by Arculus. Safely secure, store, swap your crypto. Just one easy step, everybody. But let's get right into the markets first, because like I said, we're seeing a little bit of reversal. Bitcoin is now only down 0.2%. It has gained 0.7% in the last hour. However, Ethereum still took a little bit of a tumble. You can see the cascading price action as the ETF was denied. Now, Josh, I know you're typing in some stuff right now, but you were live during this. So you're watching the charts, you're seeing the sentiment, you're feeling the pulse of the crypto world. What was the heartbeat?
I think chat was feeling it. My voice is a little raspy today. I think Gary the Lizard said in the chat here today. I was just screaming for 2 hours, dude. It was a historical
Alex Jones
moment.
Voice going
Alex
on today.
Jones, hey, Rob's gay, like that whole stuff. But no, it was just a great time last night, and we saw some of our favorite projects pumping. You're going to see them here in the last 24 hours, and it's just a historical moment. It feels good. It's been, you guys know how this is. It's been like 2 cycles, but I feel like I feel like I've aged 15 years. Some guy in my chat yesterday was like, dude, I'm 26. He's like, dude, I thought you were in your 30s. I was like, ouch. I was like, yeah, I mean, I feel it here. I feel it.
Wait. You're 26.
Yeah.
Is that your on camera age, or is that
no? That's
celebrity age.
That was
celebrity age.
That was my before crypto age,
okay.
And then now it's just aging me. So it's doing its tolls. I'm waking up with those back pains, but no, I'm getting hyped.
That will do it. Now, those who don't know Crypto Blood's journey into crypto, OG. In fact, you're swapping on Mt. Gox. And so if you're wondering if Crypto Blood's been in crypto for a while, for sure, he has a Mt. Gox. Some transactions.
I spent $23,000 on cigars.
Those are good Cubans,
of course, they're all legal cigars. Nothing that's not, any kind of tariffs.
On Pizza Day, we went through my emails and I found the transaction.
Very. Well, you know what? That's crypto Bitcoin for you. Now, what is your crypto journey? How long have you been in crypto? What got you into crypto originally?
Just the freedom, right? It's a vehicle. Crypto is, in my opinion, a vehicle to have financial. That's what got me into crypto. Watching Cryptos R Us George was ironically, right?
We're all George, right?
We're all George.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And ironically, having a relationship. That's what got me into crypto freedom. And I stayed.
All right. And big shout out to the Kulo community. I know, there's a lot of overlap here. Let's look at some of the other crypto coins here. XRP, folks, we're going to have good XRP news later, so I don't want to front run that. Doge, we are going to talk about the Doge dog, and you can see the markets have reacted to the news. That is, I didn't know it was that sharp. The Doge dog, he unfortunately has passed away. We're going to cover that.
So that's a good.
This is the moment when the news hit. I hate how I like how people bought the token. What's up with the people shorting the token and dumping the token after that? Come on, I mean. That's just not for the culture, everybody. If we keep scrolling, nothing really major until you see Chainlink. And we have another big winner that Josh is going to take a victory lap. So Link Marines, hit the ones in chat if you are a Link Marine. You got to have at least 3.7 Chainlink like DZ does. But like I said, there's one coin. Josh is going to take a victory lap. Josh, you already know what I'm about to set up. Look at Ondo. Ondo's now up 20%. It was up only around 10%. So good job on the Ondo.
$1.14. I mean, chat, you got to do it. We got to see it. The ones. Where's the Ondo fam in the chat? I know you guys all coming in right now.
Everybody's in profit. Literally.
In profit.
Yeah, literally everybody's in profit. I publicly was buying, I don't know. It was during the dip. I didn't get in below 80 cents. It was like low 80s, 80, 83, something like that. So, sitting comfortably in profit. Now, what are your folks' thoughts on RWAs? Is this going to be a big narrative? Moon Daddy, Blood, do you think RWAs is going to be as big as, say, DeFi or gaming?
Bigger.
What do you say?
Yeah, it has a runway for it, potentially.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, there's going to be a lot of Rolexes, real estate. I think it's going to grow and grow and grow, and then eventually, maybe
it's not going to be as sexy as the NFT, boom we had with the PFPs, but it's going to be bigger.
Now, are the PFPs dead? I was on a stream yesterday with Crypto Crow, and we were talking about are NFTs dead? All right. Well, let's look at besides that, we have Lido DAO also jumping. Floki has a nice little move. Pendle, DYDX, and Algo. What's going on with Algo? Let's click on Algorand. It's been a long time since we've talked about it. And then maybe that is why it's been a long time since we've talked about it. Algorand is just not looking that good.
What happened?
Mid-grand, man.
I was excited about Algo for a long time.
They just sold themselves to the Clinton Foundation, and they just did everything that was anti-crypto. It's like if you're looking at XRP, Algorand, or Stellar, like Stellar
so
is
the Clintons killed it.
I think so.
The coin,
I think
nothing.
So.
They've of course done anything else, folks. I'm not suggesting that at all.
I'd have to go through their emails, but I think there is confirmation there.
All right. Well, you can see that one is down. It's not looking great. Now, we look at the biggest losers. What do we have here? We have Injective kind of leading the way. TIA still just, feeling bearish here. Optimism also down 3.6%. Maker, fun fact, if you want to look into the founder of MakerDAO, that's an interesting story. ETH Classic also seeing a little bit of a correction right there. But I'm ready to talk about this ETH ETF news. Now, Josh, like I said, you were live. You saw this happen as it was, being approved. But it looks like there's a little bit of a break here. The decision, which was announced yesterday, allows asset managers like Grayscale, Fidelity, Bitwise to launch ETFs that directly track the price of Ethereum. This is going to have to go through a rigorous application process and extensive analysis. The chief legal officer, Craig Salm for Grayscale, highlighted the SEC has already addressed key issues during the approval of Bitcoin ETFs, and this is applicable to ETH ETFs as well. Includes creation, redemption, cash versus in-kind transactions, and custody concerns. So a lot of the details, a lot of the wrinkles have been ironed out with the Bitcoin ETF here, and also the approval of spot ETFs supposed to have a significant asset impact on the assets market. Now, what are your thoughts on the short-term versus long-term pain or joy that we're going to be feeling here?
Yeah, so first I have to ask chat here, guys. Put 1 in chat if you guys are buying, put 2 if you're selling, because I honestly think anybody that is selling the crypto right now are just complete imbeciles. I mean, we're looking at a title. Look at the headline of this. It says SEC approves Ethereum ETFs, aligning ETH closer to commodity. An industry win. Commodity. That is the important term that is being used here. We're at the point where institutions are getting regulatory clarity on the largest smart contract protocol ecosystem that exists. Okay. What does this mean? Well, the tokenization efforts here, just talking a little bit about the RWAs here, real world assets are going to be, I believe, the biggest part. It's probably one of the truest utilities of crypto. It's allowing institutions to access liquidity, AMM, sovereign wealth funds, your tokenized treasuries, all 24/7, 365. And you don't think they're going to get their hands wet? They're going to go diving headfirst into these systems. And so, honestly, I'm incredibly bullish. I think short term, you're going to have traders that they got hyped up with me yesterday, and they were going in at 25, 50, 100x leverage, thinking that they're going to see their market just go to the moon, their ETH go to the moon. And ultimately, they just got wiped out from market makers. Long term, though, dude, ETH... it's going to blow past $5,000.
All right, well, people want to buy a token. They want to capitalize on real-world assets. Is it too late to buy Ondo? What would you recommend they buy? If a gun to my head, someone said, hey, I like RWA. I like the whole narrative. I think it's going to be big over the next few years. What coin do I buy, DZ?
What's Ondo's
I'm saying Chainlink.
Right now?
It's at like 1.5 billion now.
Okay.
We've been talking about it since about 30 cents.
And I've been saying 20 billion is probably where it peaks this cycle.
Yeah, so go for it. What's the question?
Almost 20x, huh?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, close to it. Like
really
18.
I think the approval of this ETF could really change that outlook and perspective, because what was holding back institutions from, this is my perspective, like it's for everybody listening, not financial advice, but they didn't want to get into tokenized treasuries or any of these ecosystems because they were worried about the regulatory clarity.
Right.
This is why they're now re-advising their staking issues and their proposals and everything. So now that there's that regulatory front and that clear value to this, RWAs are literally being ran by 2 things. Fiddle, which is BlackRock, and then you have Franklin Templeton. Now, BlackRock, though, has everything to thank, or Ondo. Ondo is literally like half of their client. They're making up half of their portfolio right now. They just hit $400 billion in TVL.
Do you think BlackRock likes us talking about Ondo and trying to get in at a cheap price? Or do you think they want to keep this under the hush for a while?
I think, why wouldn't they like it? Ondo's putting all of their money into BlackRock. So they're like, yeah, please keep buying us. You know, they're getting pump our bags.
So our new target, after you explained it, is $200 million.
Yeah, it could be.
Or billion, I'm sorry. 200 billion.
Let me pull it up. I'm going to give you guys the exact kind of perspective here because I've been watching this every single day like a hawk.
Josh loves the Ondo.
I'm loving the Ondo Rondo.
He pops the hood open all the time.
That's my new
Chainlink is also a high competitor with that because they're huge in tokenization.
Yeah.
But I've been watching the U.S. Treasuries market here just continue higher. When I first went on this website, it was at 10 million. $10 million. It's now at 1.4 billion roughly. And it's just, I mean, it's up and to the right. That's what these charts are. So what this tells me, this isn't retail. This has nothing to do with retailers. You can't access this. You can't even access this as an accredited investor. This is like your ultra rich, like private clients. This is you golfing with BlackRock on the golf course, right?
Right.
So when I see them FOMOing into these markets, that's what makes me bullish. And it's just hard to not get excited about that.
All right, we got Crypto Crank, $2 super chat, 2 new guests, 75K sitting around 2 coins. You guys pick. 2 coins. What are you going to say?
Go ahead, Moon.
2 new coins sitting at 75K.
Or they have 75K sitting around. They want to buy 2 coins.
Coins.
I mean, you could be boring, or I don't want to say boring. You could just say Tether and Bitcoin, or would you maybe go a little riskier?
I would go riskier. I would go Kulo. I would go.
There you go.
All right, we got a Bitcoin buyer.
There you go. I'm going Ondo Rondo and Coochie, baby.
All right. So they're saying go in on the memes. IX swap Ondo
Coochie
link
and Kulo.
for RWAs.
We just need ears and nose.
And toes.
And toes.
The rooter to the tutor. The rooter to the tutor.
All right. And someone's making that coin right
Ondo
now.
really, I'm sold. I heard you the other day talking about Ondo on your show. So
I'm in. So.
Yeah, Ondo.
Yeah, we're bullish on that. Now, let's talk about the ethos of, we're talking about BlackRock. We're talking about these powerful entities. And people don't like the powerful entities coming into crypto. You saw our thumb, ETH ETFs could be the biggest loss for crypto. And we're not talking about the price of your tokens. We're not talking about pumping your bag. We're talking about the elites getting in. And here we have a DeFi executive. Ether ETFs will destroy the ethos of crypto. He's saying, we are sparking this investor excitement and now sparking a decentralization debate. And so while we're celebrating the approval of Ether ETFs, one executive is criticizing the nature of these projects here, or these products. She is noting, who is this person right here? This is Avant-Garde founder Mona El Issa. She noted that Ether ETF spark interest from TradFi because the ETF structure and regulations are familiar territory and it speaks the language that we should hate, conventional finance. However, assessing Ethereum through an ETF misses the core benefits of the decentralized and disintermediated design. I expect over time, as they become more accustomed to crypto, they'll want to hold Ethereum non-custodial to leverage the full benefits of the technology, low cost, removal of counterparty risk, and instant ability to transact. Big money coming into ETH ETFs. Is this ruining crypto? What do you guys say?
It's a hard one to talk about. Is it ruining the ethos of cryptos? Yes. I mean, that's been destroyed since really, I would say 2021's first VC cycle.
Yeah, I say there is no more ethos of crypto.
Yeah, and there is.
There's nothing left to destroy.
Yeah, maybe Mt. Gox.
No. I'm thinking 17, 18.
17, 18.
When the ICO, when they came in and tried to attack all the ICOs, that's when the ethos was gone.
It was the moment,
what would you say? Do we still have the ethos of crypto? Is it still alive and well, or has it been dead?
I'm a bit of an optimist, just given the fact that we can use VPNs as well as custody our own tokens. I still feel a little hope.
Okay. Yeah, there's still people. We still have Mind Your Biz talking about Monero. There's always going to be that.
He was on my show the other day.
There's always going to be the people still fighting for the ethos of crypto. I did a little bit digging into this before. What Can they do that? What is an ETH node? What are these ETFs? Will they have a custody? Will they be able to control it? I don't want to go too deep into the development weeds here, but essentially, what is an ETH node? So you're going to have ETH nodes and you're going to have ETH clients. And I don't want to get too much into these like GitHub discussions. I thought about bringing it up for a second here, but here Reddit had a pretty good breakdown here at the bottom. So what is going on with these? How do you actually vote on Ethereum? So if BlackRock holds all the ETF, can they vote? How does that actually work? You don't vote. A small centralized team coordinates the ETH Foundation votes for you through a hard fork development style in which they push code updates to centralized nodes. And if you don't like the changes, too bad. You're now running an incompatible client. Client is the software, and nodes use clients, and then clients, are running the nodes. And so basically, if BlackRock can incentivize ETH Foundation to run certain proposals, that does seem to be a real fear, everybody. I will just say, now, of course, they have to capture ETH Foundation, but do you think BlackRock has the ability to capture something like that?
They have the ability to capture anything, even you, DZ.
I would say, when I think about that type of stuff, I think of, let's see here. Hold on. I want to pull this up. I was talking about this with some of the people here. This guy right here, again, just look into the MakerDAO co-founder. And he was
at 29, huh?
He was a little bit of an Epstein type situation, found in the water in a Bohemian island.
Yep.
He had a cryptic tweet 24 hours before that happened. So yeah, I would say it's certainly capturable. Everything is capturable.
But on the flip side, though, you were going to say, like, yes, the ethos is gone, but
yeah, the but side of this is it's incredibly bullish for everybody's pockets. It's just we all knew regulation was going to come at one point. Like when you have Donald Trump talking about he's going to adopt Bitcoin, or now they're making it this political landscape. It's a political football at this point. So, the true ethos of this complete decentralized, non-tax, non-regulated industry, that was never going to last. You saw that get shut down quick with Silk Road. I mean, Ross Ulbricht is still in prison, guys, right? That is where we're at. So, the flip side of this
Tornado
is, yes,
cash devs.
It's bad. Exactly. The flip side of this is, look, I mean, BlackRock, it's not just Ethereum. They also own the Bitcoin miners. They have Marathon. They have Coinbase. They have Circle. They have their pockets. They manage USDC stablecoins reserves.
The whole ecosystem.
They make money off
the
every
global
transaction.
Ecosystem.
Exactly. So my thoughts are like, it's bad in the sense that ethos is gone. It's good in the sense that this is going to, the people that are early, us, all four of us at the table, everybody in the chat, tap yourselves on the back. We're early and we're going to make a ton of money off of that. But unfortunately, guys, these cycles won't be around forever. Once Bitcoin's at like a $10 trillion market cap, it ain't going to be moving by 20% on a given day.
Right.
All right. Well, you did bring up Trump. I'm going to go ahead and segue into Trump's situation in the Bronx yesterday. It's only about 15 seconds we're going to show. He went to the Bronx. He invited two very, I think, popular local rappers. And he had some pretty funny comments, everybody. Let me make sure we have sound. I want to go ahead and double click that before chat says no sound. 0 frame. Oh, there we go.
That's where I like those teeth. I want to find out where you did. I got to get my teeth like that. I want that to happen to me.
I want that to happen to me.
I just got to do it one more time.
Thank you very much.
And that's the rappers on there. They brought basically saying, hey, the Bronx, we do support you.
Who did they bring up?
They were local rappers.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I gotta get my teeth done like that.
I want that to happen to me.
All right, what's the over-under? Donald Trump not going to get a grill. He's not getting a grill. I don't care how many times he listens to Nelly Grills. He is not going to get a grill, everybody. Put percentage odds Trump gets a grill. 1%? What are the odds he gets a grill?
He's desperate. I think 99%.
99. All right. It's a good campaign ad. I'd want to donate some crypto.
I need to see a grill.
He's already made the gold shoes, the sneakers, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He has no shame now.
Yeah, you get Nelly Grills. You get Paul Wall to come out. You know, I mean, boom. That's, instead of Kid Rock, Paul Wall.
There
I don't
you
know
go.
if that'll work, folks. All right, let's keep here. What else? Okay, so destroying the ethos. Now, we did just have a BlackRock spot ETF. Also has been listed, their ticker ETHA instead of ETHV, which is, I believe, was Van X here. I was really wanting VETH. What should Beth? Yeah, the BlackRock ETH. Beth. I guess they didn't want to do that.
That's just like sounds old.
Yeah, it just sounds like Gladys. It's one of those old names.
Bethlehem.
Bethlehem. Oh, well, then that's going to spark too many rumors. That's going to get all the people out of the woodwork there, Blood. We can't do that. All right. Now, SEC in deep doo-doo, as Jar Jar Binks would say, with crypto cases after Ethereum ETF approval. So this is coming with a lot of complexities, especially with all the ongoing legal challenges. So remember, they're suing companies for saying you're selling securities. Meanwhile, they have this quote-unquote security trying to classify itself as a commodity. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. He is emphasizing the SEC has repeatedly argued in the Coinbase case, crypto tokens that operate within ecosystems are securities. They're going to have difficulty explaining how ETH, which is within a giant ecosystem, is a commodity, but Solana and Cardano are securities when traded on Coinbase. What's your thoughts on Solana and Cardano, getting approved for a potential ETF?
I think the clarity is there now, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's been defined, right?
All right. What do you think? Can we get a Solana or Cardano ETF potentially here?
I don't know about Cardano, but definitely Solana. I think, as Moon Daddy said, the smart coin contracts, that's been approved as ETF approved, or able to do it. So I think that's opening the roadmap for
He's
definitely
about to jump over this desk.
Oh no!
Exactly.
Obviously, I'm biased for Cardano.
He knows
What do you say, Josh?
Precedent is set.
I think like Solana would be a top competitor, but I mean,
it's number 5.
We're not going to get another one for in this cycle. Like I don't think.
No,
I think these
so.
are going to be 2025, and I think you might have DeFi bundles. I think there's a potential for like a Dogecoin ETF type style. That's like the top meme coins. You have Pepe, you have Shiba, you have Doge. It's exposure, right? That's what they're going to make money off for millennials and your next generation.
You got to remember, they still have to file the S1s.
Yeah,
so that may be up to 3 months out.
Yeah, it's. Yeah,
for the Ethereum.
For the Ethereum.
And
one.
what's interesting
Yeah,
about 3 months out, BlackRock's deadline, August. June, July, August. Almost kind of matches up right there. It's weird how that matches up in BlackRock's favor, huh?
But it's just interesting how when we heard the approval for Bitcoin, they went live, the next
It was pretty quickly.
It was quick.
It was real quick.
It was the
real
day
quick.
of.
Day of or something like that.
24 hours. So it was pretty instant. I think it's like 2 to 6 weeks, but yeah, I think we will honestly see it sometime in June. It's too much of a political barrier for them to delay it and delay it and delay it. They want to make it look like this administration is going to flip completely. They're going to just be like, oh no, we've been bullish the whole time, because I know people watching, have like a 2-week time span before they start forgetting, the history. They go, oh wait, no, but I think this administration's been for crypto this whole time. It's like, no. That's not how this works. So
we have Amith with the dad joke here. I paid a lady of the night with Bitcoins once and asked if I'd ever see her again. She said, sure. Next week, you'll find me just a few blocks away. That's kind of funny. It's actually a lot more than that, because a block is every 10 minutes. All right, here, moving forward here on the SEC, we have Van Eck's actions. Here's their response. We applaud this decision, as we believe the evidence clearly shows ETH is a decentralized commodity, not a security. So yeah, it looks like the winds are shifting here. Now, Van Eck, I don't know what Johnny has set me up with here. We have what's going on? Okay, this is they released this after the decision.
To a less centralized open source economy.
It's just,
what is this,
like
ESG?
World Economic Forum?
Yeah,
right?
ESG commercials?
Marketplaces, payments, and no middleman fees.
At the end, it's like Adidas.
Could
What?
it be
Diabetes.
that art escapes its friend, and music
Do you have
claims its own
mesothelioma?
keys?
Yeah,
Huh?
What could Ethereum be? That's up to you.
Your benefits will never decrease due to age.
Enter the ether. Let your mind roam free.
enter the ether.
All right, someone's on mushrooms when they made this, right? Is that the consistency here?
I feel crazy.
Chat, what do you feel about that ad? Does that make you more likely? Is that going to push your grandpa over the edge? Like, all right, I'll go ahead and buy this ETH ETF.
Yeah, it might. It might.
You know what? Because it looks like the pharmaceutical ads.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it just kind of puts him.
Maybe that's what they were going for.
Yeah, it's like a Skinner rat. He's just hitting the cheese there. All right, spot ETFs. When they go live, expect a bloodbath. Says an expert here, or a bloodbath. This is the co-founder of Apollo, focused on Bitcoin adoption here. And he's saying the Grayscale ETF launched in 2017 and accumulated most of its $9 billion before staking existed. These funds will be unlocked now. Expect a bloodbath. So he's saying Grayscale unlocks. It's going to be similar to the Bitcoin unlocks. Grayscale is just going to drag the market down with all its selling. Now, will we have more selling or buying? Feel like we'll have net positive buying here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of pulled between two places on this one because I feel like, when the Bitcoin ETF was taken out, we saw like on that January 11th, everyone's like, we're going to go to the moon. We're going to go to 100K. Retail came FOMOing into the market and they're like, there's no way we're going to crash after this. Once those floodgates open, we're going to go through the room. So now we're on the flip side of this. Now every retailer on the planet expects a major downside shift as soon as these are approved. And usually 9 times out of 10, you want to do the opposite of retail. So it's pulling me between two places. There is some key figures that we're looking at right now. There's this Twitter post I just saw from Glassnode that was brought up. The Bitcoin long-term holders binary spending indicator is a tool we can use to profile and visualize the intensity of hodler distribution pressure. So all you need to know, that was a lot of big words.
So that's just men or women buying?
That's not how
Are there
before we get pulled off too far.
Okay.
Well, all this means is, guys, is long-term holders are going to be the man, oh man, Deezy, you can't hold it in here.
No, that's the problem. Man or man.
When you have long-term holders selling off, that generally means short-term holders and retailers are FOMOing into the market. When long-term holders are buying, that's generally when retailers are panic selling out of the market. So for the first time, we've seen that long-term holder spending is starting to bottom out. They are done selling off on this price move, which could tell us that we're consolidating around a very important range. And they're starting to understand, we need to accumulate with these ETFs, with the institutions, with tokenization, et cetera. We're seeing a pretty strong pivot. So from an on-chain perspective, this is incredibly bullish. And I'll get to liquidations in just a second. Just let me know when you want me to dive into it.
Well, on-chain perspective, cycle perspective, price action perspective, you recall, every single cycle, except for kind of this one, Bitcoin hits previous all-time high, trade sideways for a little bit, and then it skyrocketed. Fireworks. Right now, we're still trading sideways, but we're just trading sideways a lot longer than usual. Are we still going to have the skyrocketing
No, that means it's going to be worse.
So you're thinking, so it's like a Bollinger Band. It's going to be a more tightly coiled spring.
That's right.
So you mean even higher to the upside. Is there a chance we go to the downside?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. What do you think?
So. Because the institutions are involved. But what this all reminds me of is when, Doge and Elon, right? He was going on Saturday Night Live. I think a lot of retailers learned from that. Right?
Yeah.
Buying the hype, right? A lot of people got hurt. A lot of people exited crypto based on that, right? When he went on Saturday Night Live, the Doge tanked, right? And the expectation was it was going to take off.
Right.
So I think a lot of retailers have kind of bought into that and understand these cycles and are more cautious.
You got a confluence of a number of things, retail coming in a little bit more. You got the institutional investors. That's a big thing. You got the halving. So there's so many things. I think this go around, you're going to see this bad boy take off.
The best argument for institutions, having the price not go down. BlackRock doesn't want to sell their customers an asset and then have that asset lose 50% over.
You got to remember,
months.
BlackRock makes money not on the price appreciation of the asset, but on the fees.
Yeah, the settlement,
and
whether selling or buying.
Right. So they don't really care what price it is.
Yeah, good point.
In my opinion.
All right, here we have a live video. ETH maxis walking past the Bitcoin maxis when the ETH ETF was approved. I knew it was this guy. I didn't see him in the screenshot. I didn't know if it was going to be him or not.
I love this guy.
This guy's the bravest individual next to Moon Daddy.
Or mentally disturbed, whichever one you want to pick. He stages all this, but it's still. I've seen him at a trade show. He's funny as hell.
Yeah, you better stage it.
You better stage it.
Now, do you think this is like some of the prank videos where maybe the original ones were like real?
Yep.
Before he got big?
You think they were all staged from the beginning?
Yeah, you can get.
I want him to come to Detroit and do that.
You can get destroyed. Yeah,
they're all steroided.
Or Chicago.
Yeah, he stages.
You better
better.
They're roid rage.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Think about it, bro.
We've seen what
roid rage can do.
Yeah, you start getting that tea and that
families,
estrogen.
Oh my
spikes
God.
your estrogen sometimes.
Estrogen levels. Yeah.
All right, gyno. Anyways, Bitcoin message from Michael Saylor after ETH ETF approval. Bitcoin will be crushed. He's going to squash it like an ant underneath his heel. His message, dubbed Bitcoin Godzilla, suggests that Bitcoin will continue to outperform Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies in the market. And yes, he had Ben Cowan playing in the background. And a characteristically bold move. When Godzilla comes, all your models disappear. And shared an image of Godzilla wrecking havoc here. Reminds me of the Tyson quote. All plans go out the window after you first punch in the face or something like that. But supporting his views, we got Jan3 CEO, another Bitcoin maxi, responding negatively to the ETH ETF approval. The odds of spot ETFs being approved were always 50-50, suggesting that proven ETH ETFs was almost inevitable due to the pressures here. Earlier this week, they reinforced this position by saying this was the last this is the last opportunity to sell ETH above 0.5 Bitcoin. You know what? I want to pull up the trading pair here for ETH BTC just to see, can we go above 5%? I think it's pretty going to be inevitable here. Now, I need to go to the weekly. This is the value of Ethereum compared to one Bitcoin. So this is a percentage on the right. Right now, ETH is 5.095%, or 5%. At one point, ETH was around 15%. Even last cycle, it was around 9%. Can ETH hit? I mean, do you think we just continue to go down, or is ETH going to gain? What are your guys' views here?
What was the chart on that one?
This is ETH Bitcoin. So one ETH equals 5%.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
I think 7%.
If you look
you just draw this trend line. I think this is where we reverse.
I would overlay it to, or compare it to the Bitcoin dominance chart. Like it's about to be alt season. This is alt season. I think alt season's finally about to start up, especially with the ETFs. Like once we break through this weird threshold of bears, and I'm going to show you guys on the charts, but once we break through the threshold of your bears and bulls that are just overly leveraged trading right now, market makers are taking advantage of them and just eating them up. I do believe we're going to get that alt cycle for the first time, and Bitcoin's going to see a bit. It's still going to move with the market, but it's just not going to be as strong and effective as a lot of altcoins.
What do you think? Where do you see the bottom for Bitcoin's dominance?
Bitcoin's dominance? That's a great question. I mean, I think it's going to, over time, honestly, like 20%.
Like what about this cycle?
Maybe not this cycle. Sorry.
Yeah, this cycle?
This probably 35, probably 35%. It really depends. Like you have Runes and all this development with Bitcoin DeFi on their network. And you saw with Runes, I don't know if you guys are in Dogcoin at all, but that thing's like worth 500 million.
Right.
So much how something like, we don't talk about Runes yet. It's like Runes hasn't taken off yet, but Bitcoin DeFi with like their decentralized exchanges and AMMs and liquidity providers, it's coming. You have MicroStrategy launching their Bitcoin development companies. You have Marathon Digital, the largest, like one of the largest Bitcoin miners in the world, investing into, they have Anduro and 2 side chains that are developing on top of Bitcoin now. The money and institutional inflow is coming to Bitcoin as well. So you have now multiple systems. And by the way, MetaMask integrating Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? So there's so much. Well,
not only that, I would say dominance falls mostly due to U.S. Treasuries need to be bought up by Tether and Circle. And so we have to dump these U.S. Treasuries as countries don't want to buy them, as China sells, Japan sells, Germany sells. They need to dump our junk debt. And some have said, Tether is captured and almost forced to buy U.S. Treasuries.
Yeah.
I don't have any evidence of that, but I think it's a compelling rumor.
The biggest factor of all this is, I think, just the competition between the politicians. I mean, we are having presidential elections in November. That's like 6 months from now. We have so much time of this being this political football where they're going to be like, oh yeah, this is bullish, or for it. We're going to invest into it. All these things, lobbyists are going to win. Money's going to come in. Look, I mean, 1 + 1 is 2. You know what I mean?
They're all posturing.
Unless you're, of course, Terrence. Or,
Terrence Howard would disagree. Now, I'm going to cuss a couple times, so go ahead, cover your earmuffs. These idiots are so funny. This is Zach Voel, Wall Street Journal heckler, maybe, fact-checked by Reuters, so he seems happy about that. CME futures were nowhere near enough to get the SEC over the line on Bitcoin ETF. So remember, Bitcoin ETFs, we're all talking about, well, they trade on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, so they're already trading futures. So clearly they have to accept spot. Didn't really play out that way. And so Corey is saying they had to bring Binance to heel first. ETH, with the Scambrian explosion of shitcoinery and global scam fuckery, has no chance. I just thought it was colorful language, so I wanted to share that one. I do think ETH ETF, though, does have a chance. Nate Grassi saying here, I remember when smart investors said crypto was a scam or vaporware, and now we're about to have the 2 largest crypto assets wrapped in an ETF. Are you paying attention yet? All right, good stuff there. Bullish. Crypto market correction here. $120 billion liquidated as Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, altcoins price tumble. I would say it was more than the tumble. There were some hard scam wicks in the market, everybody. Here, I just kind of want to show just here. I'll do ETH. ETH on the 5-minute chart, and you'll just see right here. These were moments to knock out all the participants here. Let me get this low. This is our Lux Algo indicator. Yeah, look how long these wicks were. I mean, yeah, we're getting some pretty massive wicks right there. That is 1 5 minute period, 3,661. Nice little drop down, $40 in 5 minutes, one candle there. So yeah, you see all these little wicks. That's people just getting wrecked. That's people getting their longs and shorts closed out.
I got the liquidation charts up. I would love to just walk through them real quick. Chat, let's ask chat though, really quick, guys. What altcoins are you buying on this dip? Right? If you guys are just now getting into the market, there's a lot of bullish sentiment. What are your favorite altcoins? Everybody on this table has a different favorite altcoin. That's completely okay because everybody's got their own research bias. So I'm very curious of what you guys have.
Here, share my screen real quick just before you do that. I found the moment when it was announced. Look at these wicks. That's basically everybody getting closed out of their leverage position. At least those trading with too much leverage.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a very, very painful. Probably a lot of the liquidations came from this 20-minute period.
So where does the price move next? I think that is what everybody is worrying about right now. They're like, is it going to break through? Is it going to go higher? Should I buy now? Should I dollar cost average? Well, let's go ahead and just zoom in on the liquidation maps. You guys know how this works, right? We're playing tug of war between bulls and bears. I got to be careful doing that motion. It's the Donald Trump dance, you know? The Donald Trump
You need
dance.
a grill when you do that.
I need the grill though. Yeah. So zooming in here, guys, let's go to the 1 day. You'll see that it's pretty close and they're now crossing over because there is so many people trying to go high leverage to catch the next leg up that it's causing market makers to keep prices down, and that's getting people to start scaring them into positions of leveraging to the downside. So that's how the market works, guys. You just have buyers and you have sellers. And when you have way more buyers than sellers, generally market makers are going to favor the sellers. And it's just this teeter-totter that goes back and forth. So in real time, we could see that it would make sense at least within the next 4 hours, that we get a bounce up to almost $68,900 because we're seeing that liquidation grab take place right in front of us. We do have some being developed underneath us. What I want to point out, though, is on the 7 day. Bulls are starting to really win. Bears are starting to become exhausted, and we have a massive amount of leverage, over almost $2 billion at about $71,500. Now, it doesn't mean that you get to that price point. It just means that the probability of going higher is 75 to 25 for the bears. How do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at the next chart. This is the 12-hour time frame. This is literally watching retailers panic on Black Friday for the last sell in the house, right? They're going between two positions. There's two people holding onto a TV, tugging on it, and people are getting stomped on. But we have liquidations opening up underneath us pretty heavily at 66,800. Now, if you guys have been watching the stream, you would know when you come down to these ranges, you generally turn them into support, right? You may bounce off it, come back, retest it one more time before going up to the next range. I tend to believe that's going to happen. We don't have to necessarily see this get grabbed right now because this is the 12-hour time frame. Literally, some whale can open up a leverage position in the next 5 minutes, and this changes everything. And that's why we want to look at the 24-hour. You're going to notice, yes, there's more liquidity above us, and we just broke through the liquidation zone I was talking about on last night's stream at $68,000, which would mean the next stop here, we're probably going to watch Bitcoin hit this in this live stream, would be roughly $68,700. Now, in order to break this, okay, in order to break the zone, you have to see more liquidity, more yellow lines get developed above us. If you do not, we more than likely are going to start trending backwards and just consolidating. This is known as a consolidation pattern. We're going to be stuck between a range before either the bulls or the bears win. And I do honestly favor the bulls right now. That's because looking at this map, guys, we were talking about this yesterday. I'm on the 15-minute chart. Let me zoom out really quick because we got some Kim K double butt action down here I'm going to talk about in just a second. But we are breaking through $68,100. The peak zone we want to break through right now is $68,350. That's going to be the next resistance. We have it here. We have it here. This will be the third time that we're trying to test and break out of that level. However, you guys know these imbalances. We hate these imbalances. You can spam L in the chat if it just makes you gross because we do not want to see imbalances. Imbalances tend to do one of two things: act as support or mean you're going to catch a falling knife. So right here, you have a support, a support, a support. You'll notice that these yellow zones always have price come back to them. Now, again, it's 9 out of 10 times. Doesn't necessarily have to. This is a very small imbalance, so it may not pop up on the 4-hour or the 12-hour or the daily. So we have to ask ourselves, well, where is the liquidity right now? So that's where we go to high block, right? You guys know this. Buy in the red, sell in the green. The red is in a -12 to negative $15 billion range right now. And chat, I know you could answer this for me right now if you wanted to, but when do we get a reversal? We usually get a reversal around the negative 12 to negative $20 billion range. So we are in that reversal stage, and it definitely favors the bulls incredibly right now, seeing this much of liquidity actually build up. So the last thing I'm going to pull up here is High Block's charts, because right now we're on the 7-day, and High Block is a little bit more in depth. I want to go to the monthly and just remind you guys, where's all the liquidity? All the liquidity, if you're going to zoom in on the 60K right here, all the liquidity is pretty much stacked between $72,300 and $76,400. There is more liquidity at the zone. And of course, if you even zoom out even further, and it just makes more sense. We took this area of control, turned this liquidity range into massive support, and it was like peace out. It was peace out. It just left that. And all of the money is currently sitting above us at this point in time. So I am bullish, guys. If you're worried about these markets right now, this is completely normal. It's definitely retailers that don't understand, the buying and selling mechanics. And of course, if you haven't seen our new website, guys, FOMO'd, this is why we built this tool. It's a fear and greed index tool. You want to pay attention to what retailers are doing. And if we go to the 4-hour here, I want to get like real-time updates. I want to get to the 24th here. You're going to see retail is panic selling. They're in fear. So are you going to sell when retail is in fear, or in worst case, extreme fear? Or are you going to sell and take profits when we go back up to $72,000 and now everybody is greedy?
Yeah.
That is what we do here, and that's why I love these charts, guys.
All right, Morgan Powell, $2. Love to hear you guys' thoughts on Turbo. I haven't looked into that one. It's a good name.
It is.
I'll give it that. Good ticker, good name.
Is that a meme coin or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the new Pepe, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. That's
I
what
want to
they
say
always
something I saw Pump Eye, the trader man, say up a little bit above.
Josh says that, yeah.
Yeah. So he made an interesting comment about whether or not this pullback was because of China saying that they were going to attack Taiwan, not necessarily the ETF news. And, you do have to, you have to pay attention to correlation, causation, fallacy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I think long term, that actually makes Bitcoin more robust. But in the short term, yeah, it's similar to, I think I can say it's similar to COVID crash in March 2020. I think long term, we all see the zoom out on that whole situation, that whole 2-year situation. Zoom out. Is Bitcoin more attractive after experiencing that? I would say yes. But that was a very, very painful short-term price correction. So,
what about you?
Yeah, I agree 100%. You brought up some really good points in regards to just people not understanding, retail investors not understanding the movements of the market. And we need to do a better job educating.
Yeah, Crypto Crank, he's trying to educate people and say, you buy ETH, you better load up on ARB. Big money loves ARB. Developers love OP. And, that's kind of the 2 cents. I think both are pretty good bets for different reasons, but, they're both compelling reasons. Now,
I want to touch on that too really quick. For anybody that's like panicking over what's happening with, you guys made good points. It's like retailers that are reacting to that. Your institutions and your politicians, by the way, know when an invasion is going to happen way before the public.
They front,
they front run us by a mile. So if you see Nancy Pelosi shorting, well, start.
Where are all these rumors? I saw Eric Prince say spring 2025. I don't know what else you guys have been seeing.
Spring 2025, 2028, next elections, because of, maybe Trump can bring in some favor to that side, and it's going to calm down Xi Jinping for 4 more years, kind of like Groundhog's Day. Oh, we got 4 more years of whatever it is. Analysts are kind of all over the place. No matter what, though, Xi Jinping has stood his ground, and I think the last time I saw him speak in December, he's very formal. He's like, I'm taking this back.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a strong ruler over there. You saw what he did to Hu Jintao, the previous leader over there. All right, Bitcoin is looking bullish. I want to point this out. This is kind of similar to what I was saying. When we hit the previous all-time high, we kind of chop sideways, and then it's off to the races. This is 2017 when we hit the previous all-time high. You see a little bit of bullish divergence here. So when price goes up, but you see RSI headed down. All right, you got a little hidden bullish divergence, and then we're playing out again. So we're mimicking what happened before. Nice run-up area for Bitcoin. Now, some are saying 6 figures this cycle. Here's his outlook. Can Bitcoin pass 100K this cycle? What do you say, Moon Daddy?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, why
for
not?
sure. Okay,
Why
for
not?
sure. I like that for sure.
sure.
Blood. Are you still? Are you that strongly believing it'll happen?
$250,000, baby.
$250,000.
Whoa.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. So I'm more around the 140
We're
to
all getting
160
Lambos.
range. What's your range?
What did Jesus say? $250,000?
Same like $150. I would love to see it 150K.
That's where we're going,
we
baby.
need it, right? Because a lot of people do this hive mind type of thinking that this is the last opportunity.
I hear that
of
a lot.
Run.
Yep.
So we need it to run, if that's in fact true, right?
Well, chat, tell me your cycle top, so I got like a 140, 160. We got a $250,000, cool quarter, 150. Josh, what's your range?
I think 100K is going to be a huge psychological number for 2024. I think we could see that around presidential elections, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got a bit of a pullback before it kept running up, maybe into 2025. So I'm kind of like hit or miss on it. I really don't care. If we're at $95,000 Bitcoin, everybody here is going to be so freaking like. I mean, if you're in the market and you're exposed, like I'm in the market. Yep. We're talking 3 to 5x on mid caps. We're talking 10 to 20x on like 100 million to $500 million coins. We're talking that is where you get the 50 to 100x's, and all the people in the whether it's not really our chat. Our chat's the smartest chat in all the chats on the internet, but it's the people that are like scared right now that don't have patience. You don't have patience in crypto or markets, guys. You don't deserve to have any money in this market. If you don't have patience in your family, you don't deserve to have a family. If you don't have patience in your relationships, your friends, everything, patience matters. And it's the same thing in these markets. It's a retail factor. It's a psychological issue. And if you have those patience, it took me 2 years. Decentralized science. I saw a 300x off Axon Dow on that one. I saw 50x's, 70x's, 30x's. It took me 2 years. People call me crazy. Then CZ tweeted about it, and I just made tons of money, right?
Yeah.
And that was because of patience, not because I called it and, oh, Josh, you said this was going to go up next week. Like, no, it's not how it
you're
works.
patient with the D side narrative. And someone's asking about the gaming narrative. I do think gaming will come back. We just need, what's his face? Alex Becker. He needs to stop waking up at 3 a.m., bathing himself in blue light, sunning his testicles, and, injecting himself with 83 different patented ointments. Once he starts posting about gaming, that's when we see the next gaming narrative. Would you guys, I know it's a kind of a jokey assessment there, but it's kind of accurate, right?
Yeah.
We need
like,
him and Elliot to start making some videos.
Out when and this might, people might not like this. Web3 gaming, I think, is one of the most bullish industries by far. I think once every single transaction, every single bullet you shoot out of the gun is on chain, right? It's all tracked. It might be GTA 6. If they integrate crypto, that might be the beginning, right?
Crazy.
Real world popular
that would be
games
crazy.
Exactly.
Into the crypto world. That's the only way it's going to come back.
We still need regulatory clarity. We still need regulatory clarity, though.
Yeah.
We still need regulatory clarity. So when we get that, that's when we go off.
And you know what? Who might want that? When Microsoft wants it, when the big players when they want it, that's when it'll happen. Or maybe the number 3, number 4 company can just make that killer app like a Fortnite or something. Yeah. But speaking of Fortnite, we're almost on a fortnight because there's only 5 trading days. ETF seen their 8th consecutive day of inflow streaks at 10 days. That's going to be 2 weeks, everybody. So the ETFs, the reversal seems to be sustaining everybody, but I will go ahead and put out a little warning. That day, 2 days ago, we didn't exceed what we did right there. And then yesterday, we actually didn't bring in as many inflows until like the first 2 days. So we want this to be, we want some larger green candles, some volume candles here. So this is still, green is good, but we need to get some higher candle inflows days. All right, nearly 40% have exposure in 2023. Survey reveals, maybe a little bit, I don't know. When it's the surveys by the Canadian Association of Alternative Assets and Strategies, maybe I don't trust their numbers there. All right, just in, it's the easier it becomes to buy Bitcoin, the greater potential for financial disaster, says UK magazine here. Bitcoin is now a threat to us all. They've entered the world of retail investing. How does the headline, Bitcoin is now a threat to us all, how does that make you feel? Or, are you agreeing? Does it make you want to buy more?
Yeah, it's the inverse. It's the inverse Kramer.
Inverse Kramer.
Yeah, it's inverse Kramer.
That's what I'm feeling.
That's what it is.
What about you, Josh?
You say, you know what, the elites are right, and drag them through gravel for being so stupid.
I want to sell all my Bitcoin and buy crickets and eat the bugs.
It's so clear, like their oldest magazine. It's just so clear. Some boss and some donor was like, "Hey, you need to put out this article and have some political attribute," but it's just going to end up like Elizabeth Warren. You look dumb. You just look foolish. And at this point, it's the ageism that I've gotten that a lot, like just throughout life, and I'm sure everybody's dealt with that at one point in their life. You get that ageism of the generation above you You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. And at the same time, you're watching that generation just ruin the planet. You know, it's like we're watching. It's so disgusting, and it's just honestly tiring at this point. As Eric Voorhees, he said, it's just exhausting.
Yeah,
it's exhausting.
Every generation has said, "Oh man, that new generation, they're like the worst ever." Yeah. Every generation has said that. One. But that being said, I do feel that way, right? Don't we feel that way?
Yeah,
we all feel
sure.
that way. It's the smartphones. It is different. I wonder if they said the same thing about cars. Said the same thing about radios. Said the same thing about televisions.
I mean, it is different this time.
Man.
It's different this time.
Like cell phones are an appendage now. People don't leave them alone.
I do agree.
What about
I just try to play devil's advocate
like
here.
Kids today are
but what about Ed Sullivan's dancing hour? I got kids dancing like this.
It's different this time because of AI, man. I'm telling you, it is different this time. It really is different this time.
We're gonna have robots soon. Like the Apple's like released like probably by 2013. There's gonna be like home
chat. Is it different
robots
this time?
And it's like the kids are gonna know how to use that, and we're gonna be like, how do you like function this?
Just
thing,
look at the screen time. Look at screen times. That's
true.
It tells the whole story.
True. Yeah, good point. And back in my day, there wasn't entertaining things to watch on TV. It was Gunsmoke. Like literally.
Days of our lives.
We do got
in the middle of the day.
We got a question from Gary the Lizard. You guys are going to talk about VCon, right? I don't know. Have you been associated with?
So I went to VCon 2022. I went to VCon 2023. I'm probably not going to go this year though.
Have you? Moon?
I had a great time last year.
You
for VCon? I've never been. No.
Yeah, last time we went for Vimeo.
That's a Gary V thing, right?
Gary V. He has like a little garage sale kind of aspect. He has some crypto aspects. I mean, he puts on a good show. I saw Busta Rhymes and I saw the comedian Andrew Schultz.
Andrew
Schultz there.
That was in Indianapolis, right? That was in
Minneapolis.
Oh,
Indianapolis?
One of those Apples.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah. Maybe I had cheese curds. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
I think it's good networking out,
It is great
I've heard
networking.
It's great networking.
It is. It is super positive. I will say that.
Okay.
Better than the Litecoin conference, from what I've heard.
Hey, hold on, big fella.
We josh.
Hold on now.
We're joshing. We're just joshing here. All right, coin. Now we got good news for XRP. Hit the like button if you hold some XRP. Where are we at on likes?
We're at 217 with 1,200 beautiful people watching.
83 of you hold some XRP. Let's get that up to 300, folks. Okay, XRP. That's right. We're bringing up some good positive things here. Coinbase resuming XRP trading in New York amidst the Ripple's clash with the SEC. So is this the Bronx rally? We don't know. So they had previously suspended XRP trading following the lawsuit against Ripple. And now, since this battle is hitting a crucial stage, the court is expected to deliver judgment soon. And so what are they doing? They're now allowing XRP trading on the app in New York. And so this battle has been tedious, but now the case is nearing its conclusion. How do you guys feel about before the case is concluded, they open up trading? Is that maybe spelling a impending victory here?
A settlement. I wouldn't call it a
settlement.
Victory. A settlement.
Okay, a settlement. Is a settlement a victory?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I would say it'd be.
If you can settle with the government,
continue business, which is revenue.
All right, so
now there's the most profitable company in the world. They settled with the NIDAC.
So now here's the question. Last time XRP got good news, it doubled in about 48 hours. It doubled overnight, basically. Will XRP double again, or will people see
it doubled overnight, but then
it
50% down?
It lost all its gains. But still, it doubled. Will it double again?
I don't believe so.
No.
The XRP
what is the
bullet has been shot.
Yeah, I think that's over.
So we get a 50%
No one's
pump?
talking about it.
Do we get a 50% pump off good news?
No
one talked about it before. 20%
no, everybody. You guys on TikTok? It was only XRP. Only if you were XRP on TikTok, you were like not
before the decision though. After the decision, everyone talked about it because the price doubled. The day before the price doubled, you didn't see it everywhere. Are
you talking like 2021 December?
No, I'm talking about when it doubled. What, 8 months ago, something like that. Yeah, I mean,
that was the last.
We'll find it out. I'll find it right here. Now, the day before that, it wasn't. All over the news, all over the headlines. Here, I might have.
I think it can go to a $60 billion market cap, but that's a 2x.
Wow.
Yeah, it's this candle right here.
Wow. That's the problem.
It was this
too
candle.
big.
It's so big. It's
45 cents to 90 cents. Now it says only 81, but it wicked up to 90 cents there. So yeah, that doubled in. It looks like seconds, but it was hours. About a day.
But we also can't ignore the use, right? The central bank digital currency aspect, right? What is it going to do?
Right? That's a different question.
What is it going to do?
It's not
that's a
do
great
anything,
question because look at Stellar. Stellar is being built on like crazy by institutions. They're one of the largest tokenization.
It's because
projects out
XRP went after the wrong demographic. They tried to go after central banks, and central banks are going to create their own proprietary
Yeah, BlackRock just said,
blockchain.
I don't want this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Now,
Well,
someone did
successful
put,
company though.
Crypto, please.
yeah, we got a crypto Quant. Is Quant dead? I pulled up the price chart right here. I mean, the chart doesn't look great. It doesn't pass the first test, which is, well, no, wow, not even close. All right, that's right. It pumped at a weird time. It didn't pump in April or May with everything else in June or 2021. Actually had the pump with the second Bitcoin pump, or this actually pumped at the same time as Cardano, September. Can crypto Quant, we look at market cap, we're still, it hit 5 billion last time. We're just between 1 and 2 billion right now. Can it hit 5 billion again? Is Quant dead?
Quant, we'll answer Quant first because they are also involved in central bank digital currencies as a SaaS model. Gilbert Verdian, the CEO, is kind of a baller. He developed TC307, which is a financial messaging system for the International Standardized Organization. So this guy's got the heat. He's got the connections. He's got, that in with the elitists, so to speak. But to Drew's perspective, I always forget about this, and I help actually advocate for that. My buddy Samuel Arms, who's now working with Gary Cardone, he's a huge political leader in Florida, and we actually met with Ron DeSantis' team, but they're the ones that are behind the anti-CBDC bills in all these states. So even if a central bank digital currency was to come into this, we've been at the forefront. That bill's been passed. It's been adopted by multiple different states now. And if the federal government wanted to issue a central bank digital currency, which if they ever do so, you go right up to the White House. If they're letting this happen, you go right up to that White House and you say, fuck you, because that is against every single right. The Federal Reserve has no right or jurisdiction to do so. And if they try to have another agency privatize that and launch that, you better be running for the hills, because that is authoritarian control, and that is an invasion on privacy and control and money. It's a million different issues. So right now, we have passed that bill. It's very bullish. W's in the chat. I want to see W's for this, because if it were to even take place, they would have to sue each state on a federal scale. They have to sue each state, and that would go to the Supreme Court and take years to fight. And so we're embedded. We're protected.
And yeah, speaking of some of these bills, the Fit 21 bill, there's a pretty interesting take here. We have been psyoped, and so there's never been a spot commodities market that is regulated. We're just handing this to the CFTC and hoping they're not insane fascists like Gary Gensler. But he used to be the head of the CFTC. And so, just an interesting angle right there I wanted to share. Now, Quant, I do think it'll go to 5 billion. I do want to just say that to you. Here we have, let me roll forward. ETH Classic had a nice little pump after launching a native stablecoin. Speaking of stablecoins, do you guys hold any ETH Classic?
No.
I think I hate traded it in 2021 with like Doge profits when I knew people were spending Doge and ETH Classic was going crazy, but that wasn't like any kind of long-term
We got
hold.
a Litecoin holder right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those, like, dude, ETH class is gonna move. It's just, I don't like it at all, but it's gonna move. It's on Robinhood, it was on PayPal, it's on Cash App. It just, I don't know why.
I don't know
but
why
they just
either.
all got grouped as the big four.
Yeah.
Because you still see it in, someone made some sort of thing on Fox Business News, MSNBC.
It's whatever that clearinghouse.
It's in a graphic.
That clearinghouse for cryptos.
Yeah.
They have those four in there.
Yeah.
And I feel
For
like
whatever
Bitcoin
odd
maxis
reason.
love it. Like they're cool with Litecoin.
Well, it's more decent. Yeah, Litecoin, yeah. And ETH Classic, I mean, more decentralized than Ethereum,
It's compound
Kind of.
dead.
All right. Well, here we have the Josh Jacobs victory lap. I don't even know if you just maybe want to handle it. Here's why Ondo Finance price is soaring. Recently hit $1.16 despite a slight decline, and seems to have regained its footing. Why SEC approval of spot ETFs. So they're saying this is the main reason we're seeing a pump. Also, recent listing on Coinbase's perpetual markets and strong institutional backing. Well, what's your thoughts on Ondo, man? So go ahead, pat yourself on the back on that one.
I mean, like, not just myself, the community out there, guys. Now, it was really what opened my eyes was the moment I realized they were BlackRock's largest client. That was the immediate moment. I was like, okay, well, they're BlackRock's largest client. They had a TVL that is literally 33% of their entire network. Tokenization is going to be huge, because for the people that go, I think RWA is just a fad, it can't be a fad, because this allows financial institutions, guys, globally to interact at a 24/7 basis, 365 accessing liquidity. This opens up way more advancements in the way they can, off taxes, off transactions. The amount of money they can make off this is endless, and we're just seeing it get started. So I don't necessarily know if Ondo's at that forefront. They're going to be the leader forever. There's Chainlink out there. There's huge tokenization platforms. but they are right now the spearhead of that innovation. And for me, guys, when you're BlackRock's largest client for one of the newest products and it's becoming insanely successful, I mean, don't you just hear the words convention where they're on a panel together maybe, or maybe they're collaborating more in the future?
And we
because
saw
they're
what happened
responsible for the
with,
success?
remember the Near CEO on the same stage as Huang, the NVIDIA CEO? Yeah, that just being on the same stage can pump a token.
So-
Is it worth putting part of the 75K in XLM? No. Ron DeSantis for advice. Ha 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 ha. What if you're going advice for, do I keep
Guys,
a small business
we were
open?
giving the advice to him.
Yeah. And you know
I'm
what?
sure you were.
I
Did he have
think
his boots on, his high heels?
He did.
Oh, did he have the lifts?
Yeah,
he did have the lifts.
He did.
Yeah.
That being said, he kept most small businesses open
Yeah, he's a
during
nice guy. He's a very nice
period
guy.
where most people were being forced to close.
Go
And I think
Florida.
history,
Go Florida.
Yeah, history proving him right
We-
on that one particular
We went to a
aspect.
private,
No
private event, and the whole purpose of it was just to have conversation about crypto. That was the whole part of it. We were there with his biggest lobbyists and donors and him himself. I got to ask him a few questions on ESG and stuff.
Was
that
Pat Bet
kinda
David there?
No, he was not.
Okay.
He actually was
And
not.
You know why Ron DeSantis will never be president? Once someone points this out to you, you can't help but hear it. He has whiny voice.
Yeah, the whiny voice ain't gonna work. Not gonna work.
And in Florida.
Yeah, it's
and
not
like
gonna
once
work.
you hear whiny voice, you're like, God, he always has whiny voice.
Oh, Biden sounds like he's sleeping.
Whiny voice is worse.
It
is.
I have to admit.
All right, Avalanche has staking live on Coinbase. So Avalanche, also, being a slow grower, maybe I should put some of this Polygon. Maybe I should be better off holding Avalanche instead of Matic there. I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about lately. And we do want to share this. We're hitting an hour. The dog from the Dogecoin meme has passed away. This just happened,
No!
everybody. Yeah, this is actually a real thing that has happened.
They took him.
Conspiracy.
They
That
took
was
him.
the government.
CO
They
and
took 'em.
conspiracy.
So yeah, do you guys hold some Doge?
A little bit.
A little bit. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
You gotta,
I got a
ride,
lot
you,
of
gotta,
Doge.
you gotta ride that
I
way.
got to find the wallet too.
My
I got a lot of Doge.
fiance, she knows nothing about crypto. She texted me this morning. Did you hear the Doge dog died? When you go on Google, you look at crypto, you go on Reddit, you talk about crypto. Everybody's talking about the Doge
So I
dog.
heard those Shiba Inu dogs. They don't bark. They like yell or something.
Real high.
That sounds
pitch.
about
It's
right.
like
It's a high pitch.
yeah. I didn't know that
Screech.
until
Like
the
a
other day.
screech.
Here we have a good tweet from Coin Bureau and chat. I want to highlight maybe the funniest one. Caption this. What do we have for the caption here? I haven't even tried or even thought about it. Let's see here.
Did you? I got a good one.
I got one.
They're all buying coochie.
Yeah, that's a
that what you're gonna say?
round of applause.
All right.
Gary, you can't grab my culo.
Oh. Keep your hands off my
Keep your
culo.
hands off
We
my
did-
Yeah,
culo.
Gary, keep your hands off my culo.
We did have Crypto Crank come in with a $2 super chat saying, Josh, you think it's worth putting part 75K into XLM? So yeah, I'm going to be just real. I'm not the biggest fan of like XLM or Algorand or XRP or the whole ISO 222 narrative. I mean, that was a fad. We've been calling that a fad for like 3 years. It continues to be so. It is a messaging system. It is important. But the reality is like CBDCs are banned in the United States. So where I'm focused is the RWA side. So that's Chainlink. That's Ondo. That's Stellar. Okay, to say this though, Stellar is part of that and is being built on top of it. So is Polygon Matic. So it's really up to you to make that initiative. I haven't kept up with Stellar Lumens in a very, very long time. But if I was looking at those three, let's say Algorand, Stellar, XRP, yeah, I would personally, not financial advice, but I would be picking Stellar for sure.
Sprunger, Gary, do you want fries with that? You shot an arrow at who? All right, I like the fries with that one. Also, remember, famous Goldman Sachs trader. He's the youngest VP in Goldman Sachs history, everybody. All right, well, that is all we have time for today. Anything else you guys want to share? How long are you in Atlanta?
I'm here this Sunday.
Okay.
I'm here.
I was here for some time.
Yeah.
I'm a short trip. I'm leaving.
Okay, leaving today. Well,
Hey.
welcome. Mr. Kulo has a question for you, Moon Daddy. Is it worth grabbing some Kulo?
It's always a good time to grab culo. Everybody loves a nice culo.
Nice.
Hey, don't be a
Forget about
virgin.
it.
Buy some coochie.
Okay. And folks, that's where
I
we're
love
going to
the
end
point.
it. We have a membership stream. It's going to go down in about 15 minutes. Let's shoot for about 11:45. That work?
Yep. Right
All
after
right.
this.
We'll see you
Guys,
folks shortly.
See you in 12 minutes.
All right.